This is actually a continuation of where I stopped the last time on leadership. And I decided to start a new page on leadership because I realized that people don't have the capacity for leadership. And people don't really know how to become a leader. In fact, they don't even know how to work within the territory of a leader. And when I say territory of a leader is a lot of people misplace leadership for boss relationship and co-workers or subordinates, but that is not the case. A lot of people don't understand the difference between a boss and a leader, and people don't understand that a boss is someone who actually pays you to work for him. A boss is someone who buys your time. A boss is someone who actually pays for your time to do the job. But a leader is someone who asks for your loyalty. A leader is someone who asks for your loyalty, who is willing to walk with you through the storm. In exchange, he wants some loyalty because he has a destination. He believes he can lead you and lead the rest and lead himself towards the right destination. The last time I was addressing this, I mentioned some key factors of becoming a leader, in which I started with the ability to direct yourself. As a leader, the ability to direct yourself, to lead yourself, remembering that if you want to become a leader, you have to get past the honeymoon phase, the phase of being a novice. You have to get past that. Now, I want us to switch gears. I want us to take the next step on leadership. Are you with me? Now, this is not going to be a long session. I just want to share real quick. What is the second step to becoming a leader? Hang tight with me and enjoy this brief commercial I'm about to play.
So, this is take one, action.
You're welcome to the art studio.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I know quite a few. One dabbled into it, and it didn't go well for him. He bought a lot of houses, intending to flip them, to wholesale them, but he didn't go through the right process, getting to know the costing, how the project is going to be run. At the end of it, he spent a lot of money, and he lost a lot of money in the sale of those properties. So before you buy a property, you make sure you know the cost of what the renovation will look like, what it will be, before you start investing a lot of money into it, because you might just lose all of those monies without making any profit, any gain.
Welcome back. Now, I'm going to just go right into the point. What is the second step to becoming a leader? Before I start, I would say that leadership is a byproduct of someone who knows the direction. And some of you might not be Christians, but I want to draw your mind back to the time of Egypt and Moses. Moses could only lead the people of Israel to the promised land because he knew the direction. He had a guide. Look at every point in time. Any leader who rose up at any point in time, they were the ones who knew the destination, or they had a clearer picture of the destination. And the moment Moses lost sight of the destination, the moment he got caught up with other distractions in life, what happened? He lost his leadership. He lost his position as a leader. So, who became the leader after Moses? Joshua. Question: who was Joshua? Joshua was one of the followers. Joshua was closer to Moses, was listening to Moses, was following up with Moses, was taking instructions from Moses, was carrying out the instruction, and was doing it diligently. That is how a leader is born. To become a leader, you must become a follower. To become a leader, you must become a follower. Why am I stressing this? I'm stressing this because we live in an egotistic world. I'm stressing this because we are living in a world where people don't want to take instructions anymore. I'm stressing this because most people want to be the boss from nothing. You don't know anything. That is why you're bound to fail. You're bound to fail because you don't know the direction. So, to become a leader, you must become a follower. If you agree with me on that, then this conversation will make sense. If you don't agree with me on it, to be truthful and to be honest with you, you better cut this off and go watch some TikTok videos. But if this is something important to you, listen to me pretty good. To become a leader, you have to be a follower. And there are 14 key qualities of a good follower. A good follower is someone who is close to the leader. I don't want you to mix this up with your social media followers. I don't want you to think that your TikTok and your Instagram followers are the people I'm talking about. These are not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about real followers. To become a follower means you gotta be a wingman or a wingwoman. To be a follower means you gotta be Kamala Harris to Joe Biden. To be a follower means you gotta be a J.D. Vance to Trump. You got to be close. You got to be close. 14 qualities of a good follower. I will start from the riskiest. Ego management. Ego management. There is a Chinese adage that says that never outshine the master. It was actually drafted in the 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master. And you might say, oh yeah, what do you mean? I thought we're talking about leadership. We're not talking about a boss. So what do we have to do with outshining of master and ego? Yeah, you can say that. But I can tell you, to be in authority means to be the master. To be the master means to be the perfect one. To be the perfect one means to be the one who's practiced it or done it over and over. Or to be the one who knows the actual direction. Never outshine the master. And in order not to outshine the master, you need to learn how to manage your ego. You need to learn how to manage your ego. You need to learn how to respect, honor someone, and let someone have his way. That's one. To become a follower, I repeat, you must learn ego management. You gotta let the master be the master. There are so many stories in the time past, even in this 16th and the 14th century, when a lot of people, a lot of subordinates or a lot of lieutenants try to impress the masters, and they found themselves in trouble. Why? They probably did all these things out of good gesture, but the act of doing more than you should be doing, or the act of extravagant display in front of your master, might cause you some problems. Let's switch real quick. Loyalty. What is loyalty? Define loyalty. Are you loyal? As a follower, you need to be loyal. What is loyalty? Loyalty can be defined as anything, but how do you define it? Who are you working with? Who's leading you? Are you committed to that person? Are you one phone call away from that person? Can that person count on you? Can that person trust and say and repeat repeat things you said behind his or back. Loyalty. As a follower, good follower, aspiring leader, you need to be loyal to your leader. Humility, that ties with ego. You gotta be humble. Be humble. Sometimes a leader knows who you are by how you treat other people. Sometimes people can tell who you truly are by how you treat other people who are really insignificant. That's how they can tell. So your humility plays a big role in your ability to become a good and close follower. Fourth, your work ethic. Do you have a work ethic? Do you carry out the task diligently? Do you survey the land with no chaos? Do you wake up every morning and do the work? Do you do the work just right? Do you go out and make contact and just do what it takes to complete the tasks of the team? Work ethic. Work ethic. This is getting interesting, right? Courage. I think this is one of the core responsibility of a follower, that if you miss this, I wonder what you can do, what else you can do, because courage is the lifeblood. Let me tell you why. Leaders are imperfect. They are humans. Sometimes they get discouraged. Sometimes the project or the task is overwhelming that as a leader, they feel down. Who's supposed to encourage them? Who's supposed to give them a little beam of light? Or are you going to be a blight in face of their despair? Or are you going to be a beam of light? Are you courageous? Are you courageous? Are you ready to stand for what you believe? Or you are ready to fall for anything? Are you courageous? Do you have faith in what you both are working on? Do you believe strongly in what the leader is projecting? Do you believe in the destination? Do you believe the promised land is real? Do you believe you can get there? Do you believe your leader is going to get there? Courage. Are you courageous? Are you courageous? Ask yourself a deep question. If you belong to a fraternity, a church, a business team, a soccer team, a sport team, whatever, are you courageous? Are you the weakling? Are you the weakling? Are you the decaying part in the team, in the association? Are you the weakling? Are you just a problem they have? Are you the defect? Courage. Active listening. When you start becoming an active listener, is when you're pretty close to becoming a leader. When you become an active listener, you are very close to becoming a leader. I have observed a lot of great leaders. One thing that's so common amongst them is the ability to listen. They listen more. It's like they enjoy it. They just let you talk. They ask you more questions for you to keep talking. It's like you save them more time when you talk. To become a great follower, you need to learn from the leader on how to listen. Do you listen? Are you looking for every opportunity to say something, to talk? Or are you actually listening? Are you listening to say something, or are you listening to understand? Are you hearing, or are you listening? As a follower, aspiring leader, active listening. 7, tact. Are you tactful? Do you have a charismatic way of handling things? Do you have a strategy? Do you come up with strategy? Strategy and courage is insane. If you're strategic and you are courageous, that's the deadly combination. Are you strategic? Or you just do things randomly? You want to be a leader? You want to start from being a follower? Learn strategy. Be very tactful. Improve your ability in tact. And how can you do this? Read books. Read people in the past who have employed tactfulness when dealing with people. If you're a Christian, you can read people like Solomon. He had a baby to kill. He pretended like he was about to slice the baby, and he watched the woman or the lady who was more affectionate towards the baby, and that was the real mother. That's tactfulness. Are you tactful? You come up with ideas instantly, or you just lousy? Come on. To become a leader, starting from a follower, learn over time, tactfulness. 8, it's getting interesting. Teamwork. Teamwork. Are you part of the team? Are you doing what people are doing? Are you joining force to pull and to push? Are you tactful? Do you play in the team? Are you running with the team? Are you adding courage to it? Are you humble in between? Are you a team player? Do you do your part of the job? You're part of the assignment. Did you fulfill it? Do you fulfill it or not? Teamwork. Teamwork. Very, very important. Good judgment. At this point, you're already becoming a leader. At this point right now, you stepping out of followership, because where you get into now, you get into the really delicate territory in leadership. All right. At this point, you have learned so much from the leader that you are no longer on the basic side. You actually go into the dynamic side of leadership. All right. Remember, to do all this, you got to be a great follower. Good judgment. To start with, do you know your left and your right? Do you know what is good and what is bad? Do you know what is insane and what is courageous? Do you know what is risky and what is not? Do you know when things are going bad or not? Can you tell a liar from how they talk? Can you tell a thief from how they move? Can you tell a dishonest person from how they look? One great skill of most leaders that I've seen, real leaders, is the ability to tell who you are with a handshake. Can you tell? Can you at least get a sense of who the person is from how they move, how they talk, what they say, how they look? Are you a good student of character? Can you judge people based on how they interact? That is when leadership begins. When you can tell from how people move, from how they respond, from how they showed up, for what they say, for how they smile, for how they look, for how they sit, for how they run, from how they jump, from how they show up. That is when you become a leader. You become a leader where you can actually tell who people are from how they interact. And the only way you can actually get this skill, you need to interact and you need to deal with a lot of people. And this is why you need to be a follower. You need to be a follower with the leader. So while as the leader is doing all this, you are close by, you're watching, you're observing. Switch. Adaptability. Are you adaptable? Are you adaptable? Or are you the complainer? Are you the first person to complain when the temperature gets hot? And are you the first to complain when it gets cold? Are you the first to complain when you guys don't make money? Are you the first to complain when you guys don't make sales? Are you the first to complain when the trip is long? Are you the first to complain when the times are hard? Adaptability. Trust me, no leader wants anybody who complains too much in his team. Are you good at adaptability? Do you adapt or not? Key to becoming a leader. Become a very good follower who is good at adapting. Never be the weak link of the team. Never make your leader look at you and say, you are one son of a... Adaptability. Competency. Are you competent? Or do you keep begging for loans here and there? Are you competent? Do you have your life together? Do you have your things together? Are you organized? Are you good at managing the little you have or the much you have? Are you competent? Are you looking at other people? Look at what they have. You buying what you don't need. You buying what you cannot afford, you cannot maintain. Are you competent? Do you have your life put together, running for yourself? No matter how little it might be, are you competent? Becoming a follower, you don't want to be a liability to the leader. The leader has enough plate on his plate. You don't want to add more. You want to be a light, you want to be an asset and not a liability to the leader. 12. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. You need to be a critical thinker. Sometimes the leader might be exhausted so much. He can't get it straight. He has 1,200 people who are waiting for him. He's talking to 1,200 people. He cannot see everything around. He doesn't know what's going on behind the scene. But you are behind the scene. Are you a critical thinker enough to know the right thing to do? To ask yourself, if I was in my leader's situation, if my leader was right here right now, what would he have done? Critical thinking. Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this political? Is this safe? Critical thinking. Attention to details. Attention to details. Details everything. Most especially in this data-driven society that we're at right now. Details everything. The dynamics is all details. Are you detail-oriented? Do you look at the details? 2 people come to your house to steal. Can you look at the both of them and see where they're coming from? One was forced to come steal in your house, the other came out of leisure. Are you detail-oriented? And this is not me promoting anyone to do anything negative. But I'm telling you, do you look into the details? Do you look into the details? 2 cars looking alike. Do you actually look to see if there's a rust underneath? Are you detail-oriented? Because a lot of problem looks alike, but the details are really, really different. They're really different. So are you detail-oriented? Do you look into the details? To become a leader, you gotta have that ability. Be detail-oriented. Moving forward, and the last, time management. How well are you good with time? How early do you show up? There is a popular adage in the CIA that a friend actually told me this in the CIA, that if you're early, you're late. If you're on time, you're late. Are you early? Are you on time? Do you show up as said? Do you show up much earlier? How do you work with time? Do you know the right time to leave? Do you know the right time to come? Do you know the right time to speak? Do you know the right time to be silent? Time management. These are probably a lot for you to digest. And I want you to take this with a grocery store approach. You might not be able to absorb all this in one day. Neither have I. I've been able to do a lot of them. I know people who are doing all of them. But it takes years, consistency, and determination to build these things. To become a leader means you are responsible for the destination. And to be responsible for the destination means you know the road. And to know the road means you are ready and you know how to get to the destination. So, sometimes the destination is not an actual place. It's a condition and a situation of life. And to do that, you need to be that person who can actually take people there. Sometimes it comes with character. It comes with education. It comes with all this that I've mentioned. If you don't know how to do these things, there is no way you can help someone else do these things. Because in the end of the day, to get to that life that they want, they have to become that person that they weren't. So for you to become a leader, you need to be a great follower. And to be a great follower, watch this video over and over. watch this video over and over and ask yourself constantly, consistently, these questions that I've asked and I've addressed. Are you meeting up to this task? If you are meeting up to this task, congratulations. You are ready to become a leader. Next time, I will be discussing Leadership 102. Why you should become a leader. What can you accomplish with leadership? I'll also be discussing the problem with leadership, the disadvantages of leadership, the pitfalls of leadership, and I'll also be sharing a story about one of my favorite leaders, how this leader has impacted me as a person, how this person changed my life through his mentorship and leadership. I hope it's gonna help you. Stay tuned to this channel, Building a Circle, as I will be taking you in a gradual and baby step level until we get to the adult stage on how to become a successful leader. And really, I'm not trying to convert you to a leader, but all I'm trying to do is, if you cannot become a leader and you become a great follower, that's another form of leadership.